Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Dark Knight Part 2. And in this one, different to Batman Begins, is the fact that in Batman Begins we see a boy with depression, with a devastating history, and using that devastating history as a weapon, and you turn it into justice and turn it for good for the citizens in Gotham City is portrayed really well. But in the second one, we see that people that actually care for Batman, we see the villains of Batman, that they get darker. We see the love of Batman, and we see someone that represents like him, went through the same tragedy but was unable to control himself, and that's Two-Face. And we see the heroism of Batman and how he doesn't lose it. When I say the people that care for Batman, the character Bruce Wayne has made where he wears a suit at night and becomes Batman, where he does justice throughout this way, but he's not willing to cross a path of killing. That's the only path that he's not willing to cross, but he's willing to do anything for good. Alfred is like a father to Batman, because at the beginning of the movie, he says, "Know your limits, Master Wayne." Bruce Wayne goes, "Batman has no limits." And then Alfred goes, "Well, you do, sir." And then Bruce Wayne goes, "Well, I can't afford to know them." Because Bruce himself feels like when he's Batman, he knows he's got to go through this pain every night. And Alfred is this sort of comfort zone where he's trying to stop him from crossing this path where he could use Batman to kill people. This will come later on in the video where you see where I try to get at. And Alfred is like a father figure to Batman to make sure that he doesn't cross that line, because he knows that he's using Batman for good, represents for good, but he doesn't want him to cross the line where he will kill people. The main villain of The Dark Knight is a villain called the Joker. And me saying this, I have to say, Heath Ledger is one of the greatest actors of all time that portrayed Joker really well. I'm not gonna lie, there's no other villain or character that has portrayed a villain as good as him. I'm really not lying. Joker's character knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing is bad, but he can't accept that in this world there is someone as good as Batman. He thinks that anyone that is good as him is corruptible. He can corrupt Batman, but he's frustrated. He wants everyone to be like him, where there is no moral justice, where there is no absolute good, where there's planet like he's mentally challenged Batman. He's not challenging him physically. He's actually challenging him mentally, and he wants Batman to be on the level of where he is. But as with Batman, he is a character of good. He represents justice. He represents something that he can help others. Even through he will hurt himself, but he's willing to go through that pain and still help people. Joker just does things, all evil acts, but he does it in act of randomness. He doesn't do it because he wants to. He just does it. It's like him turning on the TV and he will do it, like just kill someone if he wanted to. And that's the randomness of Joker. He's completely evil. He's completely the negative thought of Batman. Batman is staring at someone that if Batman crossed that line, he could turn into the Joker. And Joker's main existence is to destroy good. But he's completely and utter one of the crazy characters and crazy villains of all time. I can go into another video over the Joker, but I'm going to continue. And Batman can't fall in love. because once there's this scene where Joker's getting interrogated by Batman, and Joker's captured Rachel and Harvey Dent slash Two-Face. Batman has to make a decision to save his greatest love or someone that is saving the city throughout the whole entire film, and that's Harvey Dent. And he didn't do it with without a mask. He did it as himself. And so Batman chooses to save Harvey Dent, and Harvey Dent loses someone that he loves. And he goes through a drastic experience just like Bruce Wayne did. But Bruce Wayne felt like he brought this on to Rachel and feels like his fault. And that will lead into the third one. I would do Dark Knight Rises tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next couple of days. Don't know when. But I'm not going to give you when I do it. But anyway. So when he loses his loved one, he loses his mind, and his only acceptance of moral good and evil turns by a flip of a coin, where his identity is already lost. He is either one side good and one side evil, but he's in an identity crisis where he can't choose because he's unable to accept the fact that his loved one has died and unable to accept or control his real emotion. And everyone can get to that stage. Anyone can get to a point where they feel they've completely lost it and they can't control that mentality of moral good and evil. But to get to be or to overcome that is to see the flaws of yourself and how you can change yourself by seeing good instead of just watching evil. So best example that I can give you is you've seen something drastic like the character Batman, but what he did, he wanted to find out more why the world was the way it is, and Batman could have saved Harvey, but Harvey slash Two-Face decided to be evil. And at the end of the movie, how Batman doesn't lose his heroism because Harvey Dent slash Two-Face kills a SWAT team and kills a gang member, and people know that Harvey Dent is because, like I said at the beginning, he has, how do you say, kept and saved the city as himself, but he's lost himself a battle because of he lost his greatest love. And Batman is the only one as a hero there to leave on still the greatest heroism acts that Harvey Dent did, because if the public knew that Harvey Dent turned crazy, then all the acts that Harvey Dent did will be unvain, because all the villains and all the criminals will come back out into the city. And to be honest, this one was really tough for someone to be in that peer pressure, to make everyone hate him, to make him like he's the fault. It's not. But like sometimes in life, we have to go through that where you know that you're doing something great, and you know that if you do this, everyone's going to hate you for it. And that really determines someone as a hero, because he's not doing it for himself, he's doing it for other people. And that really divides the part of good and evil. I found this one, I have to say, Joker is one hard character to describe, because he is literally the darkness and Batman is lightness. Batman's in control, Joker's in control, they're both in control of what they do. But Joker is a character that wants to manipulate Batman and turn him into a character where he is, where they both stand. But Batman is unable to accept that, and he decides to be a good guy. He will not cross that line. And Joker's actually challenging Batman mentally, everything, and physically, his mind, body, and spirit. This guy is mentally challenging him. And to be honest, and we are going through that challenges every single day. So I can give you an example. Like if someone, you're mentally determined to be good for one day, like to say I don't want to be angry, but everyone is focusing, putting so much stress levels on you. But I don't know if you ever felt that way, but and then you turn angry. It's actually harder than it is, because when you try to do something, you're actually tested on the day when you want to actually do something. But that's the end of this part 2. If you enjoyed it, give me a shout. If you didn't, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. I'll be doing part 3, but I don't know when.